This video of the Brain Bubble is brought to you by Muse, the ultimate tool for anyone looking to unlock their brain's full potential. Muse is more than just a meditation headband. It's your personal brain coach, helping you practice mindfulness, track your focus, and improve your mental health with real-time feedback. I've been using Muse myself, and it's incredible how much insight it provides about what's really going on inside your mind. If you want to elevate your mental game and experience mindfulness like never before, check out Muse at www.choosemuse.com/tbb. By using this link, you're not only investing in your mental well-being, but also supporting the channel. Now, let's dive into the video. Kylian Mbappé. Kylian Mbappé is one of the greatest football players in the world today, and by the time his career ends, he will go down as one of the top players in history. As a player, I think every football fan in the world will agree that he has the whole package, but what really sets him apart from others is his speed. Mbappé's overall prestige as a player began at AS Monaco in Ligue 1, where he led Monaco to win the Ligue 1 title in the 2016-2017 season and brought them to the UEFA Champions League semi-final. At only 17 years of age, Kylian Mbappé single-handedly brought a Ligue 1 title home to AS Monaco after nearly 2 decades. So naturally, everyone knew that this kid wasn't just some ordinary 17-year-old. He was destined for greatness, and that was what brought Mbappé to PSG in 2017. His destiny for greatness was backed by him being a key player in France's World Cup win in 2018 under the managerial greatness of Didier Deschamps. In 2024, however, this destiny faced its biggest challenge yet. With his transfer to Real Madrid, Mbappé was under immense pressure. Real Madrid, as a club, is coming out of a La Liga and a Champions League win, with the club finding a new identity with Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and of course, Jude Bellingham. In an already championship-winning Real Madrid side, the football world's expectations of Mbappé were exponential. And as often happens with super teams, Real Madrid seemed to collapse right after Mbappé came. However, with the way things are going right now, Mbappe's redemption seems very likely. So, let's talk about Kylian Mbappé. When Mbappe's transfer to Real Madrid was finalized in 2024, it wasn't just another career move. It was a seismic shift in football. Real Madrid isn't just a club, it's a global institution. Joining its ranks comes with immense expectations. As fans watched a club fresh off a La Liga and Champions League win, the arrival of Mbappé seemed like the final piece to an unbeatable puzzle. Yet, the very weight of this narrative was part of the problem. Now, psychologically, high-profile transfers like Mbappe's come with immense stress. Studies in social identity theory reveal that fans often tie their personal identities to their teams. Mbappé became a symbol of Real Madrid's future, and any perceived underperformance felt like a personal betrayal to millions. Neuroscientifically, this kind of scrutiny triggers the amygdala, the brain's fear and stress center, which heightens stress responses. For Mbappé, every move on the pitch was under the microscope, a situation that can impair the prefrontal cortex responsible for decision-making and quick thinking. In essence, the higher the stakes, the harder it becomes for him to simply play football. Mbappe's debut was solid by most measures. But for Real Madrid fans, solid wasn't enough. They wanted instant brilliance. The disappointment wasn't necessarily about his actual performance, but about his perceived inability to transcend the extraordinary expectations placed upon him. This phenomenon can be explained by the contrast effect, a psychological bias where people evaluate things not in isolation, but in comparison to their expectations. When a player like Mbappé joins a team already boasting superstars like Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham, anything short of perfection can feel like failure. Neuroscience reinforces this. Performance anxiety caused by excessive pressure can activate the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, flooding the body with stress hormones like cortisol. These hormones interfere with fine motor skills and reaction time, critical in high-level sports. For the first time on the Brain Bubble, let's talk about philosophy. Philosophically, Mbappe's situation reflects existentialist themes. As Jean-Paul Sartre might argue, Mbappé was thrust into a situation where he had to define himself in the face of external chaos. His challenge wasn't just to meet expectations, but to find meaning in a system designed to magnify every flaw. As the initial shine of Mbappe's arrival wore off, criticism turned to outright hostility. Hate, especially in football, is rarely rational. Neuroscience shows that the insula and putamen, brain regions associated with emotional processing and aggression, are highly active when people engage in hostile behavior. This is exacerbated in group settings, where groupthink amplifies negativity. Social media platforms, often echo chambers, further intensify this dynamic, turning individual frustrations into collective outrage. Psychologically, this hate stems from several biases. Negativity bias, which is our tendency to focus more on negative events than positive ones, means that a missed goal or a misplaced pass is remembered far more vividly than a successful play. Furthermore, concepts like downward social comparison suggest that fans project their frustrations onto players like Mbappé as a way of coping with their own insecurities. Now, if we look at it objectively, Mbappe's statistics weren't nearly half as bad as you might think they were. In his first 10 matches, Mbappé was among the top 10 goal scorers in La Liga. However, philosophically speaking, hate in football aligns with Nietzsche's will to power. Fans seek to assert dominance, and criticism becomes a form of power over a public figure. But this hate also serves a cathartic purpose. As Aristotle noted, by venting frustrations onto Mbappé, fans release pent-up emotions. The danger, however, lies in crossing from catharsis to toxicity. In late 2024, the narrative began to shift. As expectations for Mbappé cooled, his performances began to shine once again. Not because they improved drastically, but because the weight of unrealistically high expectations was lifted. This is the contrast effect at work in reverse. With lower benchmarks, meeting or slightly exceeding them feels monumental. From a neuroscientific perspective, redemption is deeply tied to the brain's dopaminergic system. Small successes release dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with reward and motivation. For Mbappé, each goal and assist likely triggered these neural pathways, reinforcing his confidence and building momentum. Psychologically, Mbappe's comeback highlights resilience theory, which says that overcoming adversity strengthens mental toughness. The criticism he faced earlier in the season may have acted as a crucible, helping him develop the mental tools to cope with future challenges. Philosophically, redemption is a profoundly Stoic concept. Marcus Aurelius wrote about focusing on what one can control and letting go of what lies beyond it. Mbappe's ability to reframe the narrative around him and focus solely on his game embodies this Stoic ideal. Additionally, Kierkegaard's leap of faith applies here. Mbappé had to trust that persistence would eventually lead to redemption, even when the outcome was uncertain. Kylian Mbappe's journey at Real Madrid is a microcosm of the struggles and triumphs that define greatness. His story reminds us that excellence is rarely linear. It's shaped by challenges, criticisms, and ultimately redemption. For fans, his story is an opportunity to reflect on how we project our own expectations and frustrations onto others. And for Mbappé, it's a reminder that the greatest players aren't those who score the most goals. They're the ones who rise, fall, and rise again, proving their greatness not just on the pitch, but in the way they navigate the pressures of being human. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
We're gonna take on the world.